So Robert Pattinson of Twilight fame has been cast as Batman in the new Batman movie. Now, I have to admit, I was one of those people when I initially heard about it. I was a little upset. I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ, what are they doing?" Because I don't really know much of his work outside of Twilight. But then I started to think about it, and I thought about when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker. I thought the same exact thing. I was like, "This guy's the guy from Knight's Tale." And from 10 Things I Hate About You, and we saw what he did with the Joker. Um, we got to go into this with a very open mind, and let's just see what happens. When Batman 1989 came out with Michael Keaton, there was a big uproar when he was initially cast as Batman because people didn't think that he could pull it off. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the best version of Batman that we've seen to this date. To me, he'll always be the definitive Batman. So we got to see what happens with this, man. We've had a ton of Batmans. We had Keaton, and we had Val Kilmer, who I thought he was okay as Batman. I thought he was pretty good as Bruce Wayne. I thought he was okay as Batman. And we had George Clooney, who I thought George Clooney was going to be a great Batman, to be honest with you, because I remember I had just seen From Dusk Till Dawn, and he played, I believe the character's name was Seth, and I thought he was awesome. So I said, oh man, he's going to be a great Batman. Now, I don't think Batman and Robin was necessarily his fault. They decided to go this comedic route, this very campy version of Batman, which was more in line with the 1966 show with Adam West. That was more the fault of the studio, the writers, director, and the direction they chose to take the character, and I don't think that was really George Clooney's fault. I think he kind of gets a bad rap. Now we go on to Christian Bale, who, to be honest with you, I don't think he was a great Batman. I know people might be like, "Oh, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Christian Bale was awesome." Look, Christian Bale was very good as Bruce Wayne. As far as Batman, that voice was terrible. The voice, and it got worse as each movie went along. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know why, nobody pulled him to the side and said, "Look, this is a terrible idea." I don't know why Christopher Nolan didn't tell him, like, "Look, the voice sounds really bad." And those movies, they were good for what they were. To me, those movies were a realistic version of Batman. That's what they were going for. They weren't really going for a comic book movie, comic book Batman. They weren't going for a Batman animated series. Which to me is the definitive Batman as far as storytelling is concerned. That was the definitive. It was true to the character. You know. So I don't think that Christian Bale was like this great Batman, like a lot of people like to think. But and then of course moving on to Ben Affleck, who I actually thought was a really good Batman. I really enjoyed his interpretation of Batman. Now, Batman versus Superman, it had its issues, as well as the Justice League, which was kind of a disaster. I still enjoyed the movie, but I don't think that Ben Affleck was the problem at all. And I think that he just left because of all the criticism of the movies. Not necessarily criticism of him, but those movies didn't do what they thought it was gonna do. But I really thought that Ben Affleck was really good as Batman. I felt like he was Batman, to be honest with you. So now we got this kid Robert. The guy's 6'1". So he's got the height. He's I think he's 33. Relatively young. So we just have to wait and see. I just hope that we really get the detective Batman. That's why I love the character. If you watch Batman the animated series, he was a detective and he was brilliant. He was just so smart, and we really haven't seen that yet in the movies. That's what I really want to see, because to me that's the true essence of Batman. We haven't seen that yet, and I hope that we get that. Just like in the Arkham games, I think that's Batman. I hope we can get that on film. And I have confidence that, this guy, if they have a good script, I think he might be able to pull it off. I don't really want to judge him yet just because, he's the Twilight guy. He's been branded the Twilight guy. He may surprise us, and the director's going to have a big part in the direction they take the character in. So, I'm holding off my judgments. Going to have an open mind. And I think everybody should, just give the kid a chance. And let's see where this goes. So, this is Mike from Bensonhurst. Keep banging.